Melania Trump may have just made a fatal mistake, one that could unravel everything. In the midst of a high-stakes court battle involving the shadow of Jeffrey Epstein, she's not only threatening journalists, but also dodging legal papers and refusing to answer questions about connections she insists don't exist. But here's the twist. Why go to such extremes? What is she really trying to hide? This isn't just a typical legal fight. The stakes are much higher than anyone's telling you. Stick around, because what comes next will change everything you think you know. The situation is far more complex than it first appears. Melania's legal battle isn't just about defending herself against a journalist's claims, it's about something much bigger. She's facing allegations linked to Jeffrey Epstein, and her actions are raising serious questions. Why threaten journalists? Why avoid serving legal papers? Why go to such lengths to deny what's right in front of everyone? The real issue here isn't just the allegations, but the lengths Melania is willing to go to in order to keep things under wraps. This isn't just a fight over one article or one claim. It's a battle over control of the narrative, and it's about to take a turn no one saw coming. Now, let's break it down. Michael Wolff, the journalist who dared to challenge Melania, isn't backing down. When she threatened to sue him for writing about her supposed links to Epstein, he didn't flinch. Instead, he did something even bolder. He sued her right back. He filed a lawsuit under New York's anti-SLAPP law, which is designed to protect free speech against strategic lawsuits meant to silence journalists. Melania threatened him with $1 billion suit, but instead of cowering, Wolff pressed forward, claiming, "I have the First Amendment right to report on this." It's a bold move, and here's the kicker. By fighting back, he's forcing Melania into a position where she has to face the very questions she's been avoiding. Notice what's missing here. Melania never actually filed her own defamation suit against Wolff. If she truly believed she'd been defamed, why not take him to court? This is where things start to spiral. Melania's strategy of threatening Wolff only pushed the issue into uncharted territory. The situation is escalating quickly. It's no longer just a matter of journalistic freedom, it's about avoiding a massive legal discovery. Let's remember, this isn't the first time the Trump family has been involved in lawsuits that deflect or delay. Wolff's approach, a classic and effective tactic in high-profile cases, drag the matter through the courts, make the process so complicated that the other side can't help but trip up. Melania thought she could intimidate him, but instead, she may have just set herself up for a deep dive into her past. This whole thing is becoming a showcase of how power and influence can be used to obstruct the truth, and it's about to get worse, much worse. It doesn't stop there. Melania's legal maneuvering has sparked even more questions. Instead of facing Wolff head-on, she took another dramatic step. She moved the case to federal court. But here's the catch. She never sued Wolff for defamation. If she truly felt wronged, why wouldn't she file that lawsuit herself? Why go through all this trouble to shift the case to federal court? By doing this, she's not just avoiding confrontation, she's playing for time, hoping that delays will bury the truth. The deeper issue here is the timing of her moves. Each one is calculated to prevent discovery. If she wanted to settle, she could have done it months ago, but she's not settling. She's playing the game in a way that suggests she has a lot more to hide than anyone realizes. Now things are snowballing fast. Melania's legal team has thrown up a massive roadblock, filing for a transfer to Florida, a move that could drag the case out for months, maybe even years. But that's not all. Wolff isn't backing down. He's digging in, and he's not just going to accept her claim of being a Florida resident. He's fighting to get discovery. He wants to depose Melania, to ask her questions about her whereabouts, her connections, and the truth behind all these evasions. And if that wasn't enough, Wolff's team is already prepared to take the fight to the next level. They're requesting jurisdictional discovery, which could force Melania to hand over critical documents, flight records, even personal details that could expose everything. What happens if this continues? The longer Melania drags this out, the more likely it is that the truth will slip out, whether she's ready for it or not. But what does this mean for regular people like you? This isn't just about two powerful figures playing out their legal battles in courtrooms. It's about how this impacts the public's trust. For anyone who's ever faced false accusations, been threatened with a lawsuit, or tried to stand up for what they believe in, this situation hits close to home. Melania's actions are a chilling reminder of how the rich and powerful can weaponize the legal system to silence anyone who dares to speak out. If you've ever felt the weight of being shut down or intimidated, you'll recognize the feeling in this story. If this feels familiar, say so in the comments. What's at stake here isn't just Melania's reputation. reputation. It's the broader issue of accountability. Now, let's take a step back. This isn't just about Melania or Wolff. It's about the system that allows this to happen. What's truly at play here is power. The power to control the narrative, to intimidate, and to delay the truth. The legal tactics being used are not just about winning a case. They're about maintaining a grip on power and keeping certain details hidden, no matter the cost. It's a game of leverage where public figures can manipulate the system to prevent their secrets from seeing the light of day. The court isn't just a place for justice, it's a stage for spectacle. And the more complicated they make it, the harder it is to uncover the real story. The public might think they know what's going on, but this story reveals how deeply entrenched systems of influence are and how far they'll go to protect the powerful. So where does this go from here? Two paths are emerging. On one hand, Melania's legal maneuvers could succeed, stalling the case long enough to bury the truth. If she gets the case moved to Florida and drags it through endless delays, she might walk away unscathed. But there's another path, a much riskier one. If Wolff's team manages to prove she's lying about where she's living, if they can expose her actions as a blatant attempt to mislead the court, it could completely unravel her defense. The public's trust would be shattered, and she could face even more legal fallout. The next move is critical, and right now, no one knows for sure which direction this is heading. But with every passing day, the pressure is mounting. Whatever happens, it's clear that this battle is far from over. Here's the real takeaway. Melania Trump is trying everything she can to keep the truth hidden. But with each legal move, she's only making it more likely that the public will finally get the answers they've been denied for so long. The way this case unfolds could change everything about how the powerful operate behind the scenes and how much they're willing to risk to keep their secrets safe. But the question remains, will the truth eventually catch up with her? Or will she continue to manipulate the system for as long as she can? Stay tuned, because this is far from over and the next chapter is already unfolding. Hit subscribe to stay updated as we keep digging deeper into the story that could change everything.